With all of the uncertainty surrounding our work and home lives at the moment, I feel the company morale is down. How can we give some reassurance and boost the employee morale?
Yeah, it's a good question. Excuse me. I think that's probably a fair assessment of a lot of different companies. So morale is something that comes from within. Motivation comes from within. So I think from a leadership point of view, what you have to do is the tone that you carry, the message that you carry will determine in large part how everybody else is feeling. They tend to take their cues from you, the company owner or the management team if it's a larger company. So I think it's imperative that everybody in the leadership position in the business understand that, your ability to smile, your ability to joke and laugh like Wally and Drew are doing right here, we're having some fun, your ability to inspire people, to make sure that they understand that we're going to get through this, that it's temporary, and that there is a plan, that the company has a plan. So to me, it is about you, your style, your communication, which goes right back to one of the comments that we made earlier, which is preparation. If you walk into a meeting and you haven't thought about the front end of the meeting and that discussion and how you're going to close the meeting, which is what professionals do, they think about the beginning, the story, and the end. That's a leadership question, and I think that affects how people perceive the message. So if you're not doing those things, and as a business owner, I can tell you that how we're doing that is different today because we're doing most of that on video now. But the preparation work is still there, and you still have to think about, well, how are you influencing people? Leadership is about creating influence, which is, in some form, followership. So in order to do that and create, a positive message, you need to be the first person that you're looking in the mirror and saying, how am I carrying myself? What's my body language? What's my style? What are the words? In this case, words matter. So I think all those things add up. The second thing I would do differently is something that we are doing differently in our companies. We're just communicating more. We're legitimately setting up times to just touch people more often. And because we're not able to go in the office and sit down and talk to Wally and say, man, how's it going? How's everything going at home? We've set up, an individual meeting. Our one-on-ones are taking on more time about how you're doing. How's the family? How are you handling the stress of being at home? How are you handling, the stress of a family member potentially being sick? So we're connecting differently, and we're connecting more often. And we also then have set up just an independent meeting. In fact, my meeting for one of my companies is this afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Time. And it's just 30 minutes for people to go about sharing what's going on in their world. It has nothing to do with work, but it has everything to do with work. So the morale, is discussed in that meeting. How is everybody doing? Take people's temperature. Invest in asking them the questions about what's going on. What are their struggles? What are their challenges? You don't necessarily have to have the answers, but I think when you're doing a good job of asking questions and listening, the network and the group of people that are on that call oftentimes will give some advice and those types of things. So, there's probably more, but those are the three things that I would recommend you think about. And certainly the first one, of leadership and you carrying the message and the tone, is that's true whether you're dealing with COVID-19 or whether you're dealing with 2008's financial crisis or whether you're dealing with a really lousy weather pattern, in normal times. So everybody has challenges with morale, so it's our responsibility to make sure we lead well.